Hey guys, Jim Allen here, the Marketing Notary, and I'm doing this introduction after I did the interview because I got to tell you, this interview is got some gold nuggets in it that you just got to watch them and pick up. Jen is so insightful and has such a passion for notaries. The intro I was going to do, I was like, I'm just throwing it out because I really want to just tell you, I was impressed with the interview. If you don't know Jen Neitzel, which I'm sure you do or you've heard about her, but she is the creator of Marketing for Notaries. And she has something called the 5-point marketing system that a lot of notaries have used and really taken advantage of to build real relationships and steady work without feeling like they have to get internet scraps, right? Jen is the real deal. If you're interested in building a real notary business and you need help getting that figured out, I'm going to tell you, watching this interview today, the 45 minutes you're going to spend watching this is going to be super valuable to you. Thank you for being here. And also, if you're getting something out of this, please hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up piece, and make a comment below. What did you learn? It helps out the channel so much. There's more content coming, and let's get going. Jen, thank you so much for being here today. I'm really looking forward to the interview with you. You're someone I've followed for a long time and just respect what you do. And it's good to have you here today.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Jim. This is exciting.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know Jen, I think, Jen, maybe you can introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started, and then we'll dive into some questions.
Sure. So I'm Jen Neitzel. I have a community called Marketing for Notaries where I teach notaries how to market their business with my 5-point marketing system. And this has been around since 2019. I've been able to help thousands of notaries create a marketing plan for their business because that's one of the areas I've learned. I also am a coach, a business coach for notaries. I've also learned that they really struggle with sticking to a marketing plan. I know you are into marketing too, so I know you understand that pain point.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I found that the 5-point system gives them a framework to follow. I actually just launched my first book this year, which is called On the Move, the 5-point marketing solution for mobile business success. Say that 3 times fast.
Right.
But where I really take a deep dive into the 5-point marketing system. And the one thing I've learned that's really cool in my years, like I said, I've had some sort of community or education presence in the notary community since 2019. One of the things I've learned over my coaching years is that the 5-point marketing system actually applies not just to the notary business, but to anybody that has a mobile service-based business. And so what's really exciting is later this year, I'm going to be transitioning my Marketing for Notaries community to Marketing for Mobile Business, which is going to allow different perspectives, different ideas, different levels of support in the community. So and referrals, of course, too, which I'm really excited about.
That leads me right into my question. That was a great introduction, by the way. And so take us back to the beginning, Jen. What did it look like getting started for you? And what pushed you into helping notaries in the marketing world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a great question. My career, up to that point, I was a stay-at-home mom for a very long time. And I went through divorce, went back to work, was working in the mortgage industry. It was very lucrative at that time. And a lot of notaries have learned over the course of the last 5 years that the mortgage cycle it's a roller coaster. It's great, and then it's terrible, and interest rates go up and down and all this stuff. And we were going through a down cycle, and I was part of a 25% corporate reduction.
Oh, wow.
And I took it on the chin. It really messed with me because I'm like, I should be more settled at 40 years old. I should be all the things. Like, I shouldn't have to be worrying about this. And I was recently remarried and in a position where I could take a little bit of time and lick my wounds. And so I did. And I really gave some thought to what I wanted my future to look like. And it kept going back to being my own boss and getting off the mortgage cycle, which was the only thing I had worked in for the prior 10, 12 years. And I just kept thinking, like, I don't want to go through this again. I don't want to, and nobody in the mortgage business is safe. It doesn't matter if you're the president of the company or a loan officer assistant and anybody in between. When interest rates rise, they're going to lay people off. I decided that it would be a good idea to go into being a mobile notary because I had been really frustrated with the mobile notaries, the caliber of mobile notaries that we were hiring when it was my job to hire them. And I kept thinking, gosh, this could be done better. This could be an elevated position of partnership between myself and different title companies. I had some contacts, of course, over my years in mortgage, and it just made sense. And I stupidly, in the beginning too, thought it would be easy. I can't even
Everyone in
get
the
that
audience
test
is
out.
laughing, and they should all be laughing right now.
Pause for laughter.
There'll be some, oh, some sound here where everyone's laughing.
I really did. I really thought it was going to be easy. I thought I had everything going for me. Like, I've got the contacts, I've got the experience. All notarizing is stamping a document, right? Boy, was
Yeah.
I naive. And what I did was it was my first couple of closings. I looked at the closing disclosure. That's what I was used to do. I ran a closing department for a time when I was in the mortgage business. And I'm looking at this closing disclosure and I'm seeing the total fee of $200 that's going to the notary. And I was getting like half of that.
Right.
And I'm looking at it going, hang on a minute. Going into business for myself was so I can have some better work-life balance and not be worried about being laid off all the time. And so why would I spend my time signing up for all these signing services when I could just get the full amount and then I have to work less? Makes sense on the
Yeah.
surface, right? So I set out to market my business directly and literally made every mistake in the book. It was every dang mistake in the book. I made it. But one of the things I did that was a little different was I started writing it down, what was working well, what wasn't working well. When I really flubbed up, there was one of the things I talk about in the book is the time I brought in half-baked muffins to one of the largest title companies in my little town. Because I'm not a baker and my infinite wisdom, I thought that would be like a great thing to bring to people, homemade muffins. And oh God, she took a
Oh,
bite
these
out
are
of
gooey muffins, right? We call them gooey muffins, right?
gooey muffins. Yeah. Nothing like the branch manager standing there taking a bite, like, ooh, right in front of you.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Oh, I have
That
lots of
keeps.
those. Lots of
Well,
those.
okay. So early on, Jen, what was the hardest part? We're diving into this anyways. I'm
Yeah.
asking questions. So what was the hardest part about getting clients? Like, don't send them gooey muffins, I'm sure. Pricing, confidence, or was it building systems that just didn't fall apart? What?
Honestly, I was building a system that didn't fall apart. That's as I was writing down these things that were working well for me and the things that weren't working well, a pattern emerged.
Mhm.
And I was able to see that eventually I would say, if I said this instead of this when I walk in, it seems to be more well received. And really writing it down was just giving me the opportunity to see patterns. And I think that pattern recognition is what helped me see a solution to this crazy marketing that I was doing that really you could only describe as throwing spaghetti against a wall to see what worked and what felt
Mhm.
natural, because in the beginning, nothing feels natural
Right.
about sales. And I was really hesitant to admit I needed to refine my sales skills with this, as most notaries I'm learning are, or have learned are.
Mhm.
I just want to be a notary. And that's cool. That's totally fine. But if you want to make some money and have a profitable business that's sustainable, You have to do things a little differently. If you just want to be a notary, then just be a notary, but don't
Right.
expect that you're going to make a bunch of money doing it because you're not. Setting up a business takes time. And I think that's one of the unfortunate side effects of social media that we as creators and educators in this space have to battle is the idea and the notion that, oh, buy this course, sign up for this, read this book, you're going to be making six figures in no time. And that's not how that works. You have to do the hard stuff. And this is life advice. This isn't just for notaries. You have to do the hard stuff to get to the good stuff. Be able to look back and say, man, I did it. That's success, is
Mhm.
looking back and saying, whew, I did the hard thing and fought my way through it and overcame the resistance and fears that were holding me back.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, on this side of it, now I sit here and I look back and I realize success had nothing to do with all of the details I've learned about being a notary public or all the tricks and tips I've learned about marketing. It's personal growth
Yeah.
and change that
Mm.
allows success into your life. And that takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of healing, and a lot of stopping listening to your own, can I say bullshit?
Yes, you can.
Stopping listening to learning how to stop listening to your own bullshit
Yeah.
is what that requires.
Yes.
Um,
Oh, yeah. I want to interject something real quick here.
yeah,
I think what you just identified with this, I just want to be a notary, or do you want to make it a real business? I think a lot of people like me come out of corporate world and we're wanting to step right in and just plop, oh, instant success. And what you said just nailed it on the head for me. You got to do the hard stuff.
you
And,
got to do the hard stuff.
you have to realize that this is just like any other business, and you have to do the hard stuff to make it happen. It's like, hey, just because you were a mortgage officer or loan officer doesn't give you just the instant boom, I'm successful.
No,
So
and I thought it was going to. I really did.
yeah.
I remember, but the contacts I had made in the mortgage world, those that when I would go to visit them and do my direct marketing spiel with them, which is bringing in what I call a pop in, a small gift, telling them how I can help their business. I realized that the people that I knew that I had relationships with in the past were the ones I was most nervous about selling my business and my services to. I felt embarrassed. I felt like
Uh-huh.
they were going to judge me, which is the surest sign, looking back, that I had a lot of work that needed to be done on
Right.
me.
That's amazing. I love that how open you are about this, because I think a lot of people experience exactly what you're saying here is that, and people are just getting into it need to know this. This is the real stuff, folks.
You want to know what it feels like behind the scenes. This is it.
This is it. Yeah.
It would be very easy to be the armchair quarterback and look at my story since 2019 when I decided to take this 5 point marketing system and share it with other notaries, just because I felt that's the reason it all got online. I felt if this works for me, it's going to work for other people too. And I was able to, I've been able to see that come to fruition over the last, what is that, 9? Oh my God, has it really been?
9 years?
And wow.
No. Wait.
No, something like 8 years.
Eight
Yes.
years. Okay. Yeah.
Wow, it seems like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But looking back over that decision was very, I didn't really put a lot of thought into it. I just really wanted to be helpful because I had started meeting other notaries. I had recognized from the beginning the value of collaborating with other notaries. I wanted to really teach change the mindset of this business, and that people should be looking at it like running a business and not looking at it like just a side hobby or a way to
Right.
make an extra whatever. And if that's what you want to do with it, that's great. If you want to be a side hustle person, that's great. But if you want to build a business, Jim, it takes 12 to 18 months to make that work. And I'm not talking about just being a notary. If you open a nail salon or a bakery or an insurance agency or a restaurant, it's going to take 12 to 18 months to build of constant work and focusing on marketing to build a successful business and get a return on your investment.
Right.
And that is very different from what a lot of trainers will tell you. I am very upfront. You're going to have to get uncomfortable. You are gonna, no one has ever been successful in something they created. Now, obviously, there's lots of people that have things handed to them, but nobody's ever been successful without having to go through the suffering of changing. Because
Yes.
I don't know about you, but I'm a completely different person today than I was in 2017, not even close to the same person.
Oh, for sure. I have a whole different view on what it takes to be successful. Yeah.
We get on social media and we see people and we in this industry and beyond, and oh, they make it look so easy. And yes, that's what social media is designed to do. It's a sales tool, which
Oh,
is
I'm
what,
making $15,000 a month. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, let's look at the backstory to that a little bit. Yeah. Let me ask you, what marketing belief did you have early on that you now think was totally bullshit? You
There's a
have
few
one?
things there's a few things I know that I learned along the way. Flyers do not work across the board. You're talking about someone inviting you into their home or their place of business with and dealing with people's most personal information. They don't want to just hire some rando person that left a business card on their front door or slid a flyer under the door or mailed it. I have been in title offices where I've seen them receive, this was during the like 2020, like not 2019, where I'm standing there talking to the title officer, a flyer comes in from another notary, and this is what they do. It just
Brown file, right?
yeah, it just goes in the trash because it's not showing any effort. It's not showing that you're serious about your business.
Mhm.
You're not showing that you are a take charge kind of person who, if you can't represent your own business well, why on earth would somebody hire you to represent theirs?
Yeah, the best success I've ever had, and I did the flyer thing too. Bonk. It
We
didn't
all
do
do.
anything for me.
Yeah.
But the best success I had, I walk in there. Hi, my name is. How do I get on your vendor list to become your best notary? Blah, blah, blah. And I have walked out of offices with a packet in my hand to
Uh-huh.
go sign.
Totally.
I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You
I
have to
mean,
believe you bring this incredible value to this business, which we do as notaries.
we do. We
We
do.
do.
And it's not just title and escrow, it's estate
Right.
planning as well. It's
Yes.
specialty notary work with medical facilities, hospice, palliative care. There's so many areas under the notary umbrella that you can focus, but it is teaching people. And I think my mission has become, versus in the beginning where it started sharing the 5 point marketing system, my mission now has become being real with this audience and letting them know anybody can do this if they're willing to get uncomfortable and do some things that and think about things the way they've never thought about them before.
Right.
But because of that, because of those massive changes that take place personally, you will see the benefit of that in your business. So my mission has more become, how can I help people get out of their own way,
Mhm.
stop resisting the thing they want the most, which is success,
That's
right?
right. And that applies to your whole life. When
Whole
you
life, not just
learn
being a
that,
notary. Yeah,
when you learn that, it's like it changes who you are. You become
it
more
does.
confident. You're like, I can do this. And it's just like getting that first win under your belt. You get that first win and you get that first taste of success. It's
Yeah.
like, I can do it. I can do
What
it.
I think the other mistake notaries are making is because they spend so much time and effort preparing themselves to go in and do some direct marketing, I think they get really disappointed when every single person they talk to in a day, let's say they plan to go to 10 title companies or 10 estate planning offices or 10 hospice care facilities, they get really disappointed when all 10 of those, if you don't leave saying you're my favorite notary in the world, I'm going to
Yeah.
hire you for everything, we feel completely defeated. Your job is just to go in and introduce yourself and your business in hopes of creating a connection that you can nurture along the way. And I even teach you how to nurture that a relationship with email so you don't
Uh,
have to continue going back. But that's another misconception that we need to eradicate in this business. Not everybody is going to be your ideal customer. Not everybody is your customer. You have to find the folks that align with the things that you're looking for and not everybody. We have that, oh, I'm gonna notarize I live in Dallas. I'm gonna notarize everything in Dallas. I'm gonna be the
Yeah.
number one notary in Dallas. That doesn't fit my lifestyle. Do you know how big Dallas Fort Worth is? And if
Yeah.
I was the number one notary, I would never have time for anything else.
You just need enough,
Just enough. Yeah.
You
And
need
there's
enough.
enough for everybody.
So what problems do you see in the notary market right now that are making it harder for newer notaries to get into the marketplace?
I think a lot of it is expectation, which we've really been talking about these last couple of minutes, the expectation of what it is and comparing yourself to somebody else's success. If you see one of my TikToks or one of my Instagrams and think to yourself, oh, I want to do what Jen Neitzel's doing, and have that platform. It took me 2 years to build that social media platform. So be careful what you wish for. It didn't happen overnight. You're
Right.
just seeing the good side of it.
You did the hard work, I think is what you're saying. You
Did the
put
hard
did
work.
the hard work. All right.
So I think that's the expectation, the attention span. Again, I don't think that's specific to notaries. I think that's everybody, just given the world we live in and social media and our attention span. I read something yesterday. I think our attention span can hold about 40 seconds now, which is nothing.
Sad.
So
Yeah.
that's a big problem. And I think the other one is, and none of these are all personal things, is just the being afraid to work on your confidence and thinking that confidence is something that you attain. Confidence is something you work toward. Stack little tiny wins over and over. Like you going into that title office and walking out with a package, that's a win. Going to 10 title companies and meeting one person that you connected with is a
Yes.
win. But in our minds, we tend to be like, oh, there was 9 people that didn't want to talk to me. They hate me. I suck.
Right.
You don't focus on the one that you really had a great conversation with and think about nurturing that relationship. You focus on the things you didn't get. So I think just that perspective is something important. And then lastly, I would say just understanding that business success, no matter what trainer tells you, myself, anybody else, you are not going to start making 6 figures in 3 months of this business. You are not going to do that.
Yeah.
It
There is
takes 12 to
probably a
18.
1%er that will. They're the rest,
Sure.
but that's the
Sure.
exception, not the rule, for
That's
sure.
the exception, not the rule. And let's take that hypothetical 1%er and let's look at the investment that they very likely made in their business from the outset. Most notaries want to invest this much
Right.
in their business. I want to get it for free. If you build everything on free stuff, you're not going to get a robust program or platform to put out there for potential clients to find you. You have to make some investments in technology and your training and your time that you spend working on your digital presence, as well as your in-person presence and building that know and trust factor in your community.
Yeah, I'm wondering why that is. I think you know what I think it is. People have this low value on the notary stamp for some reason, and that it just translates of then this should be easy and free or something. And
Yeah.
it's being a notary is an honorable thing to do, and it helps change people's lives.
Yeah, it does.
Every day you stamp, you're changing someone's life. You're helping them advance.
Yeah.
So
And I think as we move through this age of AI, I mean, we are just at the tip of the iceberg there. I think as we move through the world now with AI and how that's going to develop over time, I think it's going to make notaries even more important when it comes to verifying this is not a bot signing, this
right,
is a human being, and relying on other humans' eyes to verify that. So
right.
we truly are the last line of defense. But I'll tell you what, Jim, that starts with changing that narrative starts with notaries respecting themselves and the job they're doing.
Exactly.
The best way to do that is to stop undercutting themselves.
Yeah, that's right. So when notaries say to you, I've tried marking and it didn't work, what do you think they usually tried? What was missing?
Usually those are, I sent flyers out. I spent $300, $500 on flyers. I didn't hear back from anybody. I went to all these networking meetings over the last couple of months. I haven't heard back from anybody. I even got up the courage to walk into a few obvious places like banks and the FedEx Center or something like that. And nobody's called me. I gave them my business card. Nobody's called me back. So I ask this question: what have you done to follow up? If you took charge
Ah,
to initiate a relationship, did you drop a business card, turn your back to them, and walk away and never reach back out to them? Did you assume they were doing nothing but sitting there thinking about you all day? Because they weren't.
right,
And they are busy, and you become just a blip in the day. So if you want to nurture a relationship, then you need to nurture the relationship and follow up. And then you need to stay in touch after that follow up, that first meeting follow up every month so that you are remembered after the handshake.
right. Exactly. So what should notaries do to stop wasting time? What are the time wasting things that they typically do?
The biggest thing I see is they go out, they, like I said, they work up the gumption to go meet these folks. They don't follow up. They have just wasted time, money, gas, you name it. They've wasted a bunch of resources. Following up is where you begin to make the connection. So if visiting somebody in person is planting a seed, following up is covering that seed with more dirt. And continuing to stay in touch is like watering once a month for continued
Yes.
growth. And
Great.
that's where you nurture the relationship. You cannot expect every single person you come in contact with to want to be your best friend. You also cannot put the burden of the relationship on them. If you want them to stay in touch with you, lead by example.
Mm,
Model that for them so that they see, oh, Jim really wants to stay in touch with me. He's sent me an email over the last 3 to 6 months. I'm really digging what he's talking about in these emails. He's definitely somebody I want to stay in touch with.
right.
Now, flip that coin over, because you're also not going to hear from a lot of these people you stay in touch with. But that doesn't mean it's not valuable for you to send out a reminder that you exist, and not
Right.
even a salesy reminder, just a once a month, like, hey, I'm still here. Here's how I can help your business. And I think that is one area that we notaries can really improve on. We'll work ourselves up to the handshake, and after that, we just let it fall apart.
Yeah.
And that's, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna expel that energy, then everybody always says to me, I wish I could just market sitting behind my computer. Then after you handshake, go home, sit behind your computer like you've been wanting to, and bang out those follow-up emails, because
Right.
that's how you grow and nurture the relationship. It's not the in person. That's just so they can see you, get a feel for you, understand how you present yourself. People
Mm,
want professional representation.
yeah. So it sounds like you're talking about your 5-point marketing system to
It
me.
is, yeah, it's that 5-point marketing system, which really in total is the first step I call a pop in, which is your direct marketing plan. Then you follow up, which is step 2. Step 3, I call a shout out, but it's literally just that once a month touch point of a value based email that allows you to provide valuable information, but without being salesy, really is what it is. So you're not constantly just once a month sending an email saying 10% off if you choose me to be your notary. You're putting some thought into it. And then I teach you step 4 is how to leverage social media, which I have a love hate. I know you do too, a love hate
Mm,
relationship with,
yeah.
but it's free advertising. And that's the other thing people say, okay, Jen, I don't want to do this direct marketing. I'm like, you need to double down on your social media then and take advantage of that, because it's free advertising with all these different groups on Facebook and Instagram. And then lastly is networking. And once you follow up, or once you finish the networking, you start back at step 2 and start following up again, getting people on your monthly touch point list, and just creating that cycle so that you, with each person you meet, so that you have intention and you're not wasting your resources.
Now you're diving into these relationship ideas, which I know you're big on relationships. What does relationship marketing look like for a notary who's busy, solo, and not trying to be an influencer like you?
Yeah. I think that's the I think that you need to really understand that on the social media side of things. If if you are looking to grow your business, hyper local marketing, which is really what I teach. It's what it's called, hyper local marketing. You have to invest some time and energy into that. And the 5 point system gives you a way to do that. Notaries get on social media and they start mimicking the notary influencers that they see and creating social media around that. And that's not helping you get local customers. If you're going to spend time on social media, let's learn how to use it the right way so that you are maximizing the value. Because again, it's free advertising. Great way to grow your know and trust factor in your community if you use it the right way. If you want to be an influencer, then be an influencer. If you want to grow your notary business, you need to learn how the skill of leveraging social media for your hyperlocal marketing.
I think one of the things that I do is I just answer questions people always ask me on social media.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, can you notarize a power of attorney at assisted living facilities? Why, yes, I can. I was just a little short on that. And you're answering direct questions,
Yeah.
right?
You have to do it. You have to do a mix of things like that. This is how you prepare for a notary appointment. This is what you need. If I come to the hospital, here's what you need to know. Tips like that. But also, what works really well and helps open the world up to you. And by world, I mean your little community that you live in, is posting things about that are happening in the community. Is your library having a book sale? Is the town having a spring festival? When's the first football game at the high school? Think of things that happen in your town and share that as well. It shows that you are invested in your community. And I think highlighting things that are happening around town business wise, referring other businesses, if you know this coffee joint is your favorite place to go to have a business meeting, talk about that's a great post. Tag that place. They're going to be very thankful that you did that. They're going to love it. They're going to more, please. You're creating connection and you're providing some value. And the cool thing is on step 3 and 4, which is the monthly shout out and social media, the content that you create for your monthly shout out can also, you can repurpose that into your social media posts as well. And I do recommend,
For sure.
according to my social media manager, we just did in the Marketing for Notaries community, we just had an update, 2026 update on things you need to know for social media. Hashtags are now limited to 5 on Instagram. So you really want to put thought into the 5 that you use instead of just trying to think of everything. And the other thing is you need to be posting, and this is going to make people roll their eyes. If you're looking for growth, pick one platform. And I always say Instagram and Facebook because you get 2 for 1 there because they're connected. Start posting once a day for
Yep.
5 during the week. That's your growth period. Really, you should be posting, if you want the true influencer schedule, you should be posting 3 to 5 times a day. But let's be real.
Wow.
Nobody has the money to support that, right? It's not cheap hiring a social media manager. I don't even get a mommy discount, but because she's my daughter, but it's worth it when you're trying to grow. But you need to understand there too. Just because you throw a post on Facebook or Instagram and nobody comments on it doesn't mean, oh, it's over. Nobody likes my social media. It's done. I suck. I'm the worst. Like,
Yeah.
it took me 2.5 years of 2.5 years of regular posting to get to the point where I'm now getting between 5,000 and 10,000 views on Instagram.
Holy cow. That's amazing. That's what you can do when you have that kind of dedication to it.
But that's also what it takes. So that's, I think, back to your question earlier, what do notaries need to stop doing? Stop thinking everything happens quickly.
Yeah, I expect to do the hard things. This theme keeps coming back. You have to do the hard stuff.
Yeah. We're really peeking behind the curtain today, aren't we?
Well, we certainly are. Okay, here's a subject I really like, and I'm
Oh
sure
boy.
you're coming. So, where do you think Google Business Profile fits in for notaries? And
It's an absolute must. I think it's one of the first things you should be doing. I love when people say to me, people that are just at the beginning of their entrepreneurial adventure, I don't want to turn my Google business profile on. I'm scared. I'm not ready for all the flood of business that's going to come. And I love letting them know that's not how Google Business works. It takes
You got to
time.
do the hard stuff first.
You gotta do the hard stuff first. It takes time for Google to crawl your site and everything and establish your authority in that area. So there is no good time to turn it on. There's no I'm now ready time. Turn it on if you want
Right.
business
Right.
now, because it's not, you're not going to get because there's already people that have been doing the work before you that have put in the time and they're in the top three. So it's possible, doesn't mean it can't happen. You just have to do the work.
Work. And I'm so,
Should we make t-shirts? I don't know.
the title of this video is going to be Jen Neitzel, do the hard work.
Do the damn work.
Do it. Well, when you look at a Google business profile for one of your students, what are the first couple of things that you're looking at?
To see if they've made any kind of posts about their community. You have a picture of yourself in front of the placard that I live in Coppell, Texas, that says entering Coppell, Texas. Are you out there with a picture? Are you in front of your Chamber of Commerce? Are you in front of the library? Are you taking pictures with your customers and posting it? It takes time to start gathering reviews. Obviously, you need to get out and do the work.
Wow.
But there is no reason that any of us, if we want to start a notary business today, cannot go take photographs of ourselves around town and put those up on our Google business profile. I, in fact, tell folks in the Marketing for Notaries community to treat Google business profile like a social media platform
Yeah.
so that you're posting regularly. Now, you don't have to have the growth pace that we talked about, I don't believe. You correct me if I'm wrong here,
Yeah.
as you do with social media. I don't think it needs to be 3 times a week.
You probably should post your Google business profile 3 times a week
Is
about
it?
this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good pace to be at. And then while you're doing that, of course, working on reviews and all that stuff. And you just nailed something that is so important. I don't know if you know how important this is. And to the audience is posting photos to your Google business profile. You and your community, if you have logo, wear your logo where it is.
Wait.
No, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. You'd be surprised. Google picks up on that. Yeah. So
It
important.
does. And it's proof. You have to. So you're a business owner, yes, but I think you also need to look at things from, okay, I'm the consumer. What would establish trust for me? And then do those things, right? What would make me look like an involved community member? And then take those pictures and post those things, because if you don't have experience to lean into, then all you have is that proof of you with your customers, you around town, you being a community builder. So spend time putting the proof where you can, and that will grow. You're not going to not come back and revisit that. You're going to continue to build on it over time.
That's right. So important. Man, Jen, we've hit a lot of great points today. And I want to wrap up because I know you have another appointment here soon. But man, we just hit a lot of good stuff today. I want to just thank you for being here. And really, I think what I most appreciate about this interview is how real of a person you are. You're just like saying it, just we need to hear it. And so we
Yeah.
really appreciate that.
I
And
made a promise to myself, Jim, for 2026.
yeah,
I'm very guilty of coddling the notary audience just because I too have a heart of service, just like every notary out there. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or make them feel bad. But for 2026, I decided the gloves are coming off and I'm going to be more real about expectations, because people need to hear the truth about what it takes. And most of it starts with what we've been talking about, is doing the work on yourself.
that's right.
And that's what gets you to the place where you're ready to receive the success that you're looking for.
That is awesome, Jen. So tell everybody how they can find you and all the stuff.
I am everywhere on social media, YouTube, TikTok, even. I'm rolling my eyes right now. All of that at Marketing, the number 4 Notaries. My book is on Amazon. It's called On the Move, the relationship driven 5-point marketing system for mobile business success. I have free coaching every week with Tuesday Notary Titans that folks can get signed up for at
Yes.
marketingfornotaries.com/TNT. There's coaching at marketingfornotaries.com/coaching. Basically anything you want to, you can find at marketingfornotaries.com, including how to get in touch with me, my email, my phone number. I'm here for any questions anybody has as well.
Great. We're going to put all that information down in the notes here. So people, if you want more resources for that, you can just find it down here. That's great. Jen, thank you so much for being here today. And
Thanks,
I appreciate it.
Thank you. And thank you for everything you're doing in the notary community and spreading the information and good word about Google Business Profile.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks.